Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. All right. Did a little work on the laptop, so it moves a little bit faster. Not much, but a little. At least fast enough for me to get done what I need to get done, right? It's weird though. I mean, we get everything when we want. I mean, even right now, I did this. I hit that button. I hit that button, then that button, and suddenly I'm everywhere. You know, within 30 seconds, people are logging on. That's pretty quick stuff. Good morning, Jerry. It is good to see you. I'm glad to see you around. So that was my weekend. I had 3-day weekends. I worked 4 days a week. So I kind of like that. I had my first week last week. It was kind of weird having a weekend. Been a long time since that has happened. A long time. It'd probably help if I did this. What's up, dude? You were just Mr. Whiny today. What's up? Are you that bored? He must be bored because he's running around picking on everybody. Who are you going after now? Get the... All right. No, I guess I'm going to have a cat over my shoulder. Let's see. Try to fuck with him. I'm also wasting a little bit of time so people can get on. All right, let's get started. I haven't even looked at the daily reflections. I just picked this topic because, I see us out there, and man, we got to put work in. Hell, the daily reflections on the same darn thing. All right. So I'm going to read from page 164 of the big book here. That's what I'm going to do. Because there's a lot of talk about what I want to talk about in that page. So, I didn't do the... If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. And of course, welcome to the Daily Trudge, which is brought to you by Trudging Together, and I am your host. Oh no, have you figured out our name yet? I have this thing plugged everywhere. Maybe I should use the mountaintop for the background so it doesn't clash with the shirt. Okay. I'm going to go back a little bit in 164 because it gives a description of what we should be doing after we finish the 12 steps. And I'm going to continue driving this into everybody's head because the time to get back to detox meetings and treatment meetings is now. It's time. Even a lot of detox and treatment meetings are doing them on Zoom. So we really do not have an excuse to do this stuff. I've always done this stuff. And I don't see other people. I don't see a lot of other people doing it. Okay. Thursday night, we had AA show up. It was one person. Now, don't get me wrong. I was very appreciative of even that one person. Okay. But it's a club that is supposed to be supporting that meeting, and they're not doing it. Right? It's an actual AA club that said they would do it. Southeast Aurora Club. Okay. Southeast Aurora Club is about 6 blocks from me. And I'm gonna go over there and remind them, hey, you guys have a duty on Thursday nights to East Metro Detox. You realize that. You're signed up for it and you guys aren't showing up. They probably, you know what it probably is? They probably forgot. Which with everything that freaking happened, not surprising. It wouldn't be surprising. You can't really get mad at people for not doing that. You know what I mean? But I need to go down there and remind them, hey, you said you would do something, and we're counting on you to do it. Okay. And why did you guys think you would want to do it? Number one, to help people. Number two, to build your membership in your club. Am I correct? Yes. So don't expect me to. This is the way that it works. Don't expect me to use you as a resource if you are not participating. That's going to be. I just came up with our first rule. I just did. That if you want to utilize East Metro Detox, for things coming out, then you must participate at least once a month. That's a great fucking idea, Dion. That's probably the best idea I've had for resources. What does that do? It does so much. I just covered like all the times that I have open, I can now cover just because of that. So it looks like we got some people showing up. I have not really started yet. I've kind of been yakking. Jerry's been listening to me yak for the last 7 minutes. But we're going to get started on page 163. So let's go. We're going to go ahead and man, they just keep leaving. Stop leaving. Man. Jerry, I'm going to give you kudos, man, because this must be a tough one for people to hear. You guys, if you think I'm going to come on here and just lightly give you something, you are so incorrect. All right. We know of an AA member who was living in a large community. He had lived there but a few weeks when he found that the place probably contained more alcoholics per square mile than any city in the country. This was only a few days ago at this writing in 1939. The authorities were much concerned. He got in touch with a prominent psychiatrist who had undertaken certain responsibilities for the mental health of the community. The doctor proved to be able and exceedingly anxious to adopt any workable method of handling the situation. So he inquired, what did our friend have on the ball? Our friend proceeded to tell him, and with such good effect that the doctor agreed to a test among his patients and certain other alcoholics from a clinic which he attends. Arrangements were also made with the chief psychiatrist of a public hospital to select others from the stream of misery which flows through that institution. Okay. Now, at the moment, I would not recommend you go walking into a hospital and ask them what you could do. They're going to say, thanks for your help. Have a nice day. Because honestly, there's not much you can do at the hospital. Maybe talk to the people that are willing, but usually you're just going to be in the way. Okay. If you want to do something like that, then you're going to need to get a little education under your belt, become a peer support specialist, and then you can approach them. But if you don't have some kind of education under your belt or a entity behind you, they're most likely not going to talk with you. Okay. Don't take offense to that. They have very limited time. What I would recommend, very much recommend, though, is the treatment centers. Okay. Go to Google, say treatment centers near me, and call them. Call the admission line. Hey, my name is Dion. I'm sure you guys already have some AA meetings going on, but I wanted to call and find out if you did. If you did, I wanted to help them out. Or if you needed a meeting, I would like to help start one. How do you think I got where I'm at? It was by doing that. And I still do that. Our friend president, so our fellow worker will soon have friends galore. Some of them may sink and perhaps never get up, but if our experience is criterion, more than half of those approached, more than half of those approached will, if you are an alcoholic also, if you're an alcoholic also. So your success rate before you even try is 50%. That success rate is better than most treatment centers and detoxes. Okay. Not for long in Colorado. Not East Metro detox. Nope. We're going back to success rate there. Now everybody's accountable again. We can get stuff done. When a few men in the city have found themselves and have discovered the joy of helping others to face life again, there will be no stopping until everyone in that town has had an opportunity to recover if he can and will. So I'm going to hear that, I'm going to tell you, I know what goes through people's minds. Well, they know what AA, they know where AA is. They know what AA is. No, they don't. Okay. This is what most people will say. I've heard of AA, but I have no idea what it is. So nothing has changed. Or some people may know a little bit about AA, but haven't been in. Or there are some people that have been in AA for quite a bit of time and had a relapse. I was one of them. I went to detox 22 times begging for help. And guess what? I never got it. Sober grandpa. Yeah. Being a sober grandpa is the best, man. It is. I got 5 grandkids. And yeah, it's good to be a grandpa. So welcome. Welcome. We're reading on page 164 and we're talking about faith without works is dead right now. Well, kind of. Still, you may say, but I will not have the benefit of contact with you who write this book. We cannot be sure. Why do you need contact with the people who wrote the book? They gave you the information. We cannot be sure. God will determine that. So you must remember that your real reliance is always upon Him. He will show you how to create the fellowship you crave, right? I had decided that this was a year of healing for me, okay? And I haven't talked about this portion because, I don't know, I just haven't. I don't have any real reason. But that includes friendships. I don't have many friends, like friendships. I have a ton of acquaintances, but for me, friendship takes a lot longer. It does. I have to know you for a couple years before I don't know if I go that far, right? I have a lot of brothers. I do. I have a lot of brothers in the program. I do. Everybody here, whether I know you or not, it's my brother or sister. Anybody in the program is my brother or sister, right? But I want those. I don't have a relationship with a guy where we can get together and just laugh it off. I haven't had that in a long time, and I crave it. And so I've been searching for other guys like me. Kind of hard to do. I think I have found a couple though. Right? I wouldn't mind starting another band, but that's almost impossible. So our book is meant to be suggestive only. If you are a page 21 drunk or relate to page 21 at all, that line is not for you. That line is not for me. Okay. You do get to a point. So we suggest everything because alcoholics don't like being told what to do. But once you come to the realization that you are definitely an alcoholic and you have this mental illness, of which we call it, that the book is no longer suggestive. It becomes a set of directions. Right? That doesn't mean just because it's not suggestive that it's mean now. It just gives you a different view. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Feel free to watch the rewatch, Sober Grandpa. God will constantly disclose more to you and to us. Ask him in your morning meditation what you can do each day for the man who's still sick. There it is. There's our faith without works. Or in this case, working our faith. What are we doing today to get closer to God? Are we helping other alcoholics? What are we doing to get out of self? Okay. You can get closer to God by working with his children. You can get closer to God by talking with him. You can go get closer to God by going on a walk or just sitting down and being fucking quiet for a couple minutes. The answers will come if your own house is in order. But obviously, you cannot transmit something you haven't got. See to it that your relationship with him is right, and great events will come to pass for you and countless others. This is the great fact for us. So it says here that great events will come to pass for you and countless others. And it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Abandon yourself to God as you understand God. Admit your faults to him and your fellows. Clear away the wreckage of your past. Give freely what you find and join us. We shall be with you in the fellowship of the Spirit, and you surely meet some of us as you trudge the road of happy destiny. May God bless you and keep you until then. Hi, Patricia. So usually when we talk about faith without works is dead, somebody usually brings up the laurels portion. So let's talk about laurels. So in a sense, laurels does mean sitting on your ass and doing nothing. In a sense, okay? But it's a little bit different. And I think it's important that we do understand it for what it is, because it can make a difference. Resting on your laurels means that yesterday I had a success, and today I'm going to utilize that success for today's sobriety. Nope. See, resting on your laurels is about one day at a time. All of it is. It's all based on one day. That's it. Not years. Now is what it deals with. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Notice how time keeps slipping away, even as I'm talking, and I cannot recapture anything that is now behind me. Okay. So when we're resting on our laurels, it's about that day. Okay. So resting on your laurels means taking success today for yesterday's success or an upcoming success. A lot of people do this with time. Okay. Now, somebody in a meeting said yesterday, and I appreciate this. I really do. They said, I have 17 months. I'm letting you know because I need it right now, but I'm not looking for anything because it's still a month away. Okay. They were trying to say they need a little something, but they knew what they were saying. They needed success today, but they knew that their 17-month wasn't it. That's what they were saying. I have no idea. I have like 6.5 years. I don't keep track of that. I do not look at my phone every day and go, oh, wow, I have another day. No, that would drive me crazy. Okay. Counting days makes me feel like I'm getting out of jail. No, 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 no. Should I say no? Oh, man, it's so darn refreshing. HP is a guide. See to it that your relationship with him is right, and great events will come to pass for you and countless others. This is a great fact for us. So I'm going to ask a question. Do you want to save people's lives? And you don't have to answer me. In fact, do not answer me. Answer yourself and be honest. Be honest. Okay? Are you finding some fear there? I hope so. I hope you're finding at least a little bit of fear. I still have fear when I work with other people. Are you kidding? I'm dealing with somebody's life. Of course I have fear. But I'm going to utilize that fear for good. Because I'm going to take that fear and I'm going to bring courage in. And I can do that and it'll affect this other person. Okay? When you actually sit down like this and you shut the fuck up and listen. Turn this off. Don't try and think of what you're going to say to this person. Don't. Just have a conversation. Okay? Is your mind still going to do it? Yes. But just focus. See, I do little things like this. This helps me focus. See, I can sit here, do this, talk to you. It's perpetual. That means it goes on and on and on and on, right? Well, quit getting distracted. Must be Ingrid. It's got to be Ingrid. Oh, we read a book. I'm over here playing with my fidget spinner. Having a right relationship with God seemed to be an impossible order. It's not. It is so fucking easy. It's ridiculous. Okay. I'm talking in my own experience. My own experience. I didn't have a hard time with the God concept. It was one thing that was actually very, very clear to me. I understood it very well. And the only higher power I've ever known, my only God I've ever known, has been in the program. I did grow up Mormon. We did go to church. Okay. But my parents weren't like fanatic. They did not make us read it. I do not remember anything from church. I remember my primary colors because, once again, I was bored and wanted to leave. That's how it was in school for me, too. I was always bored. I I couldn't even tell you friends, teachers, nothing because they just didn't mean anything in my life. I don't know why that is. What's funny though is I love to educate myself. Weird. I love to educate myself, but this is what gets me sitting in a classroom while everybody else catches up. I felt I spent my whole life waiting on other people and I got tired of it. So I don't wait on people. It's one of my flaws. I have to learn. I had to learn how to be patient and wait for others to catch up. So, all right, having a right relationship with God seemed to be an impossible order. My chaotic past had left me filled with guilt and remorse, and I wondered how this God business could work. A told me that I must turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understood him. With nowhere else to turn, I went down to my knee on my knees and cried, God, I can't do this. Please help me. It was when I admitted my powerlessness that a glimmer of light began to touch my soul. And then willingness emerged to let God control my life. With him as my guide, great events began to happen, and I found the beginning of sobriety. Yeah. Here's the thing. Just put God in everything that you do. Everything that I do, I bring God along with me. Okay? But God has got to come first. Okay? God has got to come first. All right? I'm going to tell you it's kind of silly, right? I was talking with a sponsee this last week, and he's like, "Can we get started on 4-step?" We're not on 2 yet. We hadn't even started 2 yet. And so we were talking on step 2, and I asked him how his praying is going, and he said, "Oh, well, I'm not praying." I'm like, "Whoa." So we spent the rest of the time talking about prayer. Okay. And it's kind of cool because then I just got a little message from him that said sober and prayed. Right? Right? He just needed to be reminded he wasn't doing anything wrong. He's naive. He needs to be told. I don't feel like that was on him, even though he should have known. What that did is it reminded me that we need to talk about prayer in the first talk when I speak to them. So I got to bring it up then. Because the way I work with sponsees is I meet with them a couple of times before we make a decision on whether we're going to work well together or not. We just talk. Where'd you grow up at? Okay, I grew up over here, and we get to know each other. And then if it feels like it's right, we move forward. I've never had one not move forward. So they usually do want to go ahead and stick with me, but I give them every out. I let them know you are not going to hurt my feelings. If I'm not getting you what you need, fire me. Go get another sponsor. I'm okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You're not. If you relapse, please call me when you're sober. Call me when you're sober, but call me. Nothing is going to change. I am not going to stop working with you because, right? Sometimes I'll go to meetings and sponsorship will come up and be, "Oh, I got fired and they got fired and fired. I have never once fired a sponsee. Never. I've also never fired a sponsor. There's no firing. There's no firing. What is there to fire from? A sponsor can't be fired. They were a guide. You decided to leave the trail. That's not fire. Well, you're not getting me what I need. Well, you don't really know what you need. Well, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, you two need to go ahead and find other people. So what? So what? Stop calling it fired. Oh, I can't believe the whining. My spot, especially when somebody says, "My sponsee fired me," and the chin starts glowing. I find that utterly disgusting. And I will not give you an ounce of empathy for it. An ounce. Nothing. Because you're not a sponsor. You haven't finished 12 steps if that's your thought process. Maybe you got more work to do. All right, guys, that's gonna be it. I did a little bit more because more people showed up, and I don't like this. They showed up and they get nothing. That doesn't feel right. You guys are my friends, and I don't let friends hang. Okay, I don't do that. I do my best not to do that. So, all right. Thank you everybody for being here. I love you. Peace out and have a day.